Hello and welcome to Judgement Sundays 2009. We are back again for our 10th anniversary season. Tell you what, when I first started doing this, when it was a kind of apple in our somewhat creative eye, did we think we would be going for 10 years? Did we? Heck. But here we are, 2009. Enjoy the DVD.
Ibiza 2009, it was Judgement Sundays. Got Lee John hosting the White Room for you. We've got all the boat parties. We've got pre-parties at Ibiza Rocks Hotel. It's the place to be seen on a Sunday. Peace, baby. Let's rock and roll. Right then, okay then. Here we are. It's Judgement Sundays 2009. It is bigger, it is badder, and it's faster than ever before. We've got it going on downstairs. Listen, it is off the wall, and it literally is a roadblock out there. We've got it going on, man. As we continue on, my name is DJ Lee John. Here we are back again for fourth season maybe even. There we go. You lose count after all these seasons when you work at it for so many seasons. I'm so proud to be part of the brand again. Obviously, we've got it going on again. Hosting the White Room for Judgement Sundays. This year, bringing a slightly different style of music to the table. Going for a bit more of a bouncy Jack in Tech vibe, which is what I basically play. So I'm quite enthusiastic, really happy, energetic, and looking forward to bringing a little bit more of a different angle rather than going for the classics thing, which we've done in past seasons. With the boat parties, you know, we can have anything up to 2 boat parties going out at any given time on a Sunday, you know, and that can be up to 500 people, and they're all people that get an opportunity to listen to Judgement Sundays, have a little bit of a listen before the actual night itself. Hopefully, reaching out to people that may not be interested, but then will be interested afterwards, because we try and give them a bit of a taster. Do you know what I mean? We kind of tease them and pull them in a little bit. So the boat party is all about just obviously reaching out to those other people that may have not been reached already. So.
Hi, my name is DJ Vicky Devine, and I'm the main room resident at Judgement Sunday, and we're here up on the terrace in Eden. Judgement Sunday 2009. This time 10 years ago, aptly enough, I was on my first holiday to Ibiza, And I came to the very first Judgement Sundays. It was the opening party in 2000. I was here on holiday with 5 friends, and we came down to the very first one, literally the very first opening party. Can't believe that's 10 years ago, actually.
When right before your eyes, it becomes too late. I've learned to ignore them when they bring me down. I won't let vicious people all around.
I've been working really hard in the studio over the winter. I did a collaboration with Claudia Kazaku, who is another female DJ that plays pretty similar kind of music to me, and she's actually playing at Judgement Sunday this season as well. We've done a collaboration called Glamour, and that's going to be coming out on a sub-label of Spinning Records later on in the year. I think the promos come out in July. I've also done another solo track called War of Souls, and that's going to be released on Flux Deluxe. I've had 2 tracks with them already, so that'll be my triad, if you like. And I'm halfway through another 3. I'm not even sure what their names are going to be yet, but yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to be finished like throughout the summer. And I've got a couple more collaborations coming up as well. So yeah, trying to keep myself busy in the studio. Hi, this is Vicky Devine. We're here at Judgement Sundays, Ibiza 2009. It's the 10th anniversary. It's absolutely rocking down there. Make sure you're back in 2010.
It's my turn. It's my
Hey, this is Santa from Doorn. I'm here, 2009, Judgement Sunday. Back again, it's good to be back. For me, Ibiza kind of is quite connected with Judgement Sunday. It's one big family over here. It's a really nice brand, and I've seen it grow throughout the years. And it's just, for me, it's part of the whole Ibiza experience. So I was really happy to do 2 shows this year as well with Judgement Sunday. Obviously, I've been moving forward to Cream as well. So it's for me, it's kind of like a new experience added to that. But again, Judgement Sunday for me is the whole experience there in Ibiza. Obviously, when I was 10 years old, I wanted to be a soldier or like a fighter pilot, firefighter, all that kind of stuff. But my brother kind of was into the whole disco music, Depeche Mode stuff at a very early stage. And obviously, since he was my big example, I really got into the same kind of music myself. And I don't know why, but when I was 12 years old, I started to kind of fantasize about, it's a nice track, but I would do it differently. And it started with thinking about it, and then actually experiment with it on a computer, on a little drum computer as well. And I think it kind of went from there. Just the passion was there at a very early age. I would describe my sound right now as being evolved to a stage where I really like it the way it is, where I could do a more housey set for certain brands. For instance, Sensation, I usually play a more housey stuff. For instance, well, when I'm playing in Brazil and Argentina. But in the meantime, being able to play a trancey set. Hey, this is Santa van Doorn. We're in 2009 here at Judgement Sunday. I hope to see you guys again over in 2010.
Hi, this is Eddie Halliwell. We're here in Ibiza 2009. This is Judgement Sundays, celebrating their 10th anniversary here at the Radio 1 weekend. Does it get much better than this? Full fire. Yeah, as you say, this was my very first time over here in Ibiza at Judgement Sundays. I'm very, very grateful to Jules. He gave me my first opportunity here at the club. I tend to lose count sometimes, but I think this is my 6th or 7th year over here at the minute. And to be honest, it just keeps getting better and better and better year on year. I've just come off. I'm feeling a little hot and sweaty, as you can probably see on the camera. But to be honest, it's a sign of a good night, and I can't wait to fire things back at Judgement Sundays. Ultimately, when I do a DJ set, it's all about just giving something, to the people that are there, because when I get feedback from them, it's sort of the best feeling that you could ever actually wish for. I mean, if you don't get that response back, it brings you down. I need that response. And when I get that response from people, it brings more out to me as a DJ. And as you just mentioned, we're launching a new DJ concept. We've actually launched it back in April at Tall Trees. And we're going to be doing the next one up at Creamfields. And it's just an exclusive platform for me to play from. We made it more of a big show, big sort of pyrotechnics, visuals, and me working with new technology. And it's just an exclusive platform to sort of move things forward for me. And as I say, the next one that's coming up is Creamfields weekend. I'm playing on the Sunday. I think that's going to be on the, I think it's, I missed it, it's 28th or 29th of August. It's a Sunday, so if anyone's up for having a fire up, I'll see you there.
I'm Rob Tissera. I'm here at Judgement Sunday 2009. It's the 10th anniversary. It's going great with Kiss the Funk. We're doing worldwide parties. We're doing Shanghai, Singapore, Bahrain, Dubai, some stuff in Australia. We do some stuff in Europe, in Poland, and a few other places in Europe, and all over the UK as well. The parties in Leeds are really good. We've just moved to the O2 Academy, which is a fantastic venue, probably the best venue, I think, in Leeds. And we've got lineups like, hopefully, the Swedish House Mafia are coming. We've got Eric Murillo booked. We've got David Guetta. We've just had Steve Angelo and Dirty South. We've got all of the best stuff, and it's the best arena for it. So at the moment, that's all going fantastic. Can't complain. We're out here with Judgement Sunday in 2009 in Ibiza. We hope to see you here in 2010. It's the 10th anniversary. Next year is going to be just as special, though.
Hi, this is Seamus Haji, and I'm here for Judgement Sunday's 10th anniversary, the Radio 1 weekend at Eden, Ibiza. Since we last spoke, I've been still making a lot of music and doing a lot of remixes, and it's nice to still be getting remixes from Mariah Carey and Rihanna and people like that. Great vocalists and great songs, so I love doing that kind of stuff. And I get a lot of those kind of remixes in the American market, the American labels. And obviously did a lot of stuff on the Big Love label and worked with people like Beverly Knight. And we just did something recently with Roachford. I've done a single with a French guy called Romain Curtis and a female vocalist called Awa, called I've Been Looking, which is my latest single. And there's loads more in the pipeline. Always coming up with new stuff. And also I've done a single with Cascade featuring Hayley called So Far Away, which is coming out on Ultra in America. Hi, this is Seamus Haji here at Judgement Sundays at 10th anniversary, and a big thank you to everybody that's come to see me tonight.
I mean, basically, Judgement Sunday sort of comes from the fact that I was DJing for loads and loads of different clubs. Cream, Miss Moneypenny's, Clockwork, some clubs that still exist, some kind of club franchises that exist, and some that are no longer. And they were all very, very busy. And a friend of mine was opening what was then a sort of new and not particularly credible venue in San Antonio. And we just sort of made a decision, you know, shall we go exclusively with one club? And really the rest is history. I mean, the good thing about Eden is that over the course of the years, it's I've had a lot to do with the kind of design element of it, as opposed to just being a sort of paid jobbing DJ, which, you know, I am to one extent, but on the other hand, they've kind of listened to what I've recommended in terms of the layout of the club, and, you know, listen to the fact that I go extensively abroad and visit lots of the world's finest venues, which I suppose makes me a bit of a sort of a consultant at the same time as being a DJ. And it's been lovely seeing the venue grow. It's not just about Judgement Sundays, which remains the busiest night within the venue, but it's also seeing people actually talking about Eden on the international stage. Because when I go abroad, in the past, if you mentioned Eden to somebody in the US or in Asia, they wouldn't have heard of it. You know, they'd heard of Amnesia, they'd heard of Pasha, probably Space. Now, when you mention Eden, everybody on the international arena has heard of the venue, and I think that is an achievement all of its own, notwithstanding the fact we've been here for 10 years. I mean, when we first launched in 2000, not only did I not know that we'd be lasting for 10 years, but I didn't know I'd still be DJing now, because I think, you know, I don't know about you, but obviously I'm the sort of guy who can't really operate beyond about a 2 or 3 year plan. I mean, to note, if you were to ask me what I'd be doing in 5 years' time, I simply couldn't tell you. I hope I'll be DJing, but if I'm not, I hope I'll be happy. To be anything more kind of advanced planning orientated would make you quite a boring person, really, wouldn't it? You've got to be fairly spontaneous in life. So sort of reverting back to what we said, did I know we'd be going for 10 years? Did I heck? I do lots of resort gigs. I do Mallorca regularly, go to Tenerife a lot, and do a little bit of the Greek, the kind of Eastern Med side of things as well. But Ibiza's where the music crowd go to, you know. You've got a young audience in a lot of other resorts, but here is where you get away with kind of breaking records, playing tunes to the initiated. Maybe, you know, arguably in early June you get slightly more of a kind of general holiday market, but certainly once you get to the end of June and then right for the rest of the season, throughout July, August and into September, you get people who really know their music, and that's what makes Ibiza so sort of different from everywhere else. If you go to a sort of bar or a club in any of the other resorts without sort of name checking them, you'll hear generally quite commercial music, very DJs having to be quite safe, having to talk on the mic, doing all those kind of sort of, for want of a better description, kind of smashy and nicey type sort of DJ things, and Ibiza's totally apart from that. I think when you kind of book DJs, it's really, really important to book those DJs who don't just have a name, but that actually have a really defining sound that works within the club. Because we're sort of perceived as a trance club, but I don't like to think of us as being a trance club. But I think we're just a sort of up-tempo music club with DJs who understand a kind of the holiday market, understand Ibiza, and have got their own sound. And, you know, we've been lucky enough that we've given, I wouldn't say breaks, but we've given multiple first Ibiza experiences to some of the world's biggest DJs. You know, Tiesto played here 10 times before he'd ever played anywhere else. Armin played here 10 times before he played anywhere else. Ferry Corsten was a resident here for 4 or 5 years. Eddie Halliwell was a big, big list. And it's good to have spotted people early, but it's not just a case of, you know, if I spotted a DJ now who I thought had huge potential, but I didn't feel had the right kind of musical sensibilities for the night, then I wouldn't bother booking him, because it's not all about bums on seats or about finding the next big thing. It's about people whose musical philosophy works within the context of these 4 walls. I mean, we use lots of DJs. It's one of the biggest lineups of any Ibiza club night. I mean, there's not many other of the multitude of Ibiza club nights that have as many DJs playing on the same night. And it's a part of it's about value for money. You know, if this club, like a lot of Ibiza clubs do, charges way more than you would pay for an equivalent club night in the UK, and therefore it's got to be a mini festival. It can't just be a regular club night because it wouldn't justify the entrance price otherwise. So, you know, having 3 different rooms that are distinctly have their own distinct musical identities, but also have a strength of lineup and diversity that justifies the money, because ultimately you can't just name your price, particularly in these times. When it comes to making tunes, you know, it's almost expected as a DJ that you will make records, and I don't do it for that reason. I make records thinking, you know, some weeks you'll have a fantastic 7-day period and get loads and loads of great new tunes, and you might get another 7-day period where there's nothing. It's like the number 19 bus, you know, you wait for it for hours and then loads come along simultaneously. So I almost, you know, if I encounter a week where I don't think there's that many good tunes about, that's when I go in the studio and make a track, you know, to try and fill the kind of holes in my record box, if you like. And over the course of a year, that'll probably amount to sort of between 10 and 15 tracks. And I don't have any great sort of pretentious game plan as far as these tracks are concerned. It's really to make my DJs, you know, to fill spaces in my DJ set.
Hello, my name's Dylan Koenig, and this man, the tall man with hair next to me, is
Adam K.
Hi.
We're the LMP DJs. Did you
We
say
are.
that?
I didn't.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Let me take these out.
Yeah,
That's better. They're earplugs. By the way, people, if you're a clubber of the modern generation, these are fully valuable and fully worth it, and will help you with your hearing.
Yeah. Ringing in your ears is a bad thing. Get
You know what?
earplugs.
Seriously, the club sound systems are that good these days that you can't tell that it's too loud. So treat yourself to some of these. They'll be the best thing you ever buy. All right, there you go.
Absolutely, I second that. Save your hearing. Adam, it's been about 12 months since we've been here. What have we been up to? What's been happening in our world for the last 12 months?
To be honest, in the world of dance music, we've realised that there's one thing missing in our repertoire, and it is productions. So we've been very busy in the studio, hooking up with complementing or replicating the club nights in a production vein as well. So the club nights have been LMP Versus, and they've been some of our closest friends. So we've done After Party, Bomb Squad, and people like that. So what we've been trying to do is replicate that in the studio. So LMP DJs Versus, and we've got a lot of projects out there, all aiming towards Amsterdam, which is ADE, and that's where a lot of records get signed. A lot of clubs, we're playing obviously our own tunes out through the summer, trying to get some heat on them, literally, because we're in Ibiza and it's quite hot, obviously. And just sort of playing them out there, road testing them, tweaking them, making sure they're all right, and obviously looking to get them signed at ADE for next year, because it's new territory for us, to be honest. We've just been club DJs and promoters, and we obviously understand how club music works, but trying to make it, it's obviously... Funnily enough, Dylan, as I walked in, I noticed that it was the 10th anniversary of Judgement Sundays. So I was thinking, what did you want to be when you were 10?
I'm slightly embarrassed to answer this question, but I actually know what I wanted to when I was 10 exactly.
Don't say what I think you're going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say?
For your own good, don't say it.
What do you think I was going to say? No, tell me. No. I wanted to be a big rig truck driver.
Oh, you said it.
Sorry. It's true, though. I don't know why. But it's a very long story, but that's what I wanted to be.
Basically, everyone, he wanted to be a trucker. Because he likes the CB radio. Wanted to drive. I'm on the road.
It'll happen one day.
No, you watched too many Transformers. You hoped your big rig would turn into a Transformer.
That would have been awesome, but no.
So when you were 10?
When I was 10, I wanted to be a big rig driver.
production for me, as I said, the DJing world has evolved rapidly over the past few years. I started out as a DJ, and I think there's a lot of sort of misconception on DJing and production, because DJing, I felt before I had the opportunities I did, I'd have to step into the production world to get the opportunities I have, but I've not done, and I say there's various factors that helped me bring me through, and to be honest, it's a great thing to be able to step into now without doing a production, to do something that you love first. And if I was going to do production 5, 6, 7 years ago, it'd be with a goal to DJ and nothing else, you know what I mean? That is my number one. And now, because the way DJing's evolving now, and you mentioned that I'm doing the edit thing, the technology and the equipment I'm using to perform with is ultimately production-based equipment, and I can see a vision now. I'm on the road, you can do so much with equipment you can take in your record bag now. I'm working with a company called Jazz Mutant, where we're using sort of controllers to sort of, that's in the edit concept where it's able to remix, re-edit tracks live, and it just basically works hand in hand with your laptop. And I can see now when I'm using equipment like that, production will come out of me ultimately, because I can do it on the road. I don't have to be sat at home in the studio. If you have an idea, you can do it in your hotel room, you know what I mean? Years ago, you couldn't do that. You had to be sat at home in the studio, and that's why, to be honest, it didn't interest me. DJing, I love performing to people, and now you're working with equipment that you have to learn. It's very, some of the stuff is very, very in-depth, but because of the way the technology is, if you can perform on that equipment, you can ultimately produce. So I can see a vision in the future that one day when I will say, I want to take some time out. As I said, at the beginning of this year, I took 2 months out because I've been traveling so much for sort of 8 years, solid, non-stop. I said, right, I'm taking 2 months off to sort of get my teeth into a few new things. With basically starting my new syndicated show, Fire It Up, which if I didn't take the time off, it wouldn't have started. So I did that at the beginning of the year. And now if I want to take some time off in the future, I'll be doing production because I want to do it, not because I feel I have to do it. Hi, this is Eddie Halliwell here at Judgement Sundays 2009 in Ibiza. I must say thank you so much for everyone coming down here tonight. You are what it's all about, full fire.